Holidays bright for dozens of underprivileged children. The Bakersfield Elks Lodge hosting a special Christmas party for more than 300 students in need from various Kern County school districts. Students who participated were pre-selected by school staff, teachers, and administrators. The superintendent of schools said she was very grateful for all the Elks Lodge provided for these students.
Well, we would just love to say thank you to the Elks for putting this on every year. It's a very worthy cause. Those kids in there are so excited. You can see it on their face, you can hear it on in their voices, and they just can't wait for this very special day. It makes Christmas for them.
Today's party featured lunch for the students and a visit from Santa Claus. Santa brought gifts for all the children and even posed for pictures with them. Chris?
Well, this one hurts. A new survey finds most of us didn't get a raise this year. In fact, 6 in 10 people. Then now it's Corey Rangel taking a look at why and what you can do.
These days, it seems most of us are working longer hours and doing more at our jobs. But despite that, 6 in 10 workers say they're making the same amount of money as a year ago.
Despite the best economy we've seen in about a dozen years and the tightest labor market we've seen in almost 50 years, pay raises and better paying jobs are still the exception rather than the rule.
Greg McBride at Bankrate.com says employers are becoming more selective in how they give out raises, with more companies turning solely to performance-based salary increases.
There's less emphasis on this cost of living, this across-the-board peanut butter raise that everybody gets. I think the other element here, too, is the rising benefit costs. You know, a lot of people are getting their raise in the form of the employer absorbing higher benefit costs.
Greg says people with low incomes have the highest chances of not receiving a raise or a better paying job. Generally, it's because they don't have the advanced skills companies are looking for. Baby boomers are also not likely to receive a raise because they have often reached their highest income potential within their company.
It's pretty frustrating.
Daniel Swart is a government consultant and one of those workers who did not receive a pay raise this year.
You know, when you put in your time and you think you're progressing and your skills are progressing, but your salary is not matching up with those skill progressions.
One of his resolutions for the new year is finding a new job.
You're almost in a position where the only way to get an increase in your salary is to look for another job.
Have you thought about that?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Experts say that can be the smartest plan.
If your current employer is not going to pay you what you feel your market rate is, look elsewhere and see if one of the competitors in the marketplace will. This is an extremely tight labor market and particularly competitive in certain areas.
For the Now, I'm Corey Rangel.
Corey, thank you. Next in our lineup, how redesigning a school lunch table is having a much bigger impact than just being a place to eat. spent 111 hours stranded in a mine before they could be rescued. Police say if they went into that mine to steal copper wiring, they could face criminal charges. Big change coming to Miss Universe. The next pageant will have all female judges. How about this one, Butterfinger? It's a classic, but the candy bar says it's going to have a new wrapper and recipe next year. It's going to use a different type of peanut and more cocoa. Well, tomorrow is a great day to finish your online shopping for the holiday because Friday is free shipping day. Hundreds of retailers, including most of the big ones, taking part in this. But let's face it, free shipping, it's not really that uncommon anymore. You can get it in a lot of places. So some brands, they're offering a little bit more. If you're shopping for toys, you can get free shipping and $10 or $25 discounts on Target's website. And for clothes, shoes, jewelry, check out JCPenney online. They have 25 and 30% discounts. That depends on how much you spend, but you get the free shipping with that. Amazon also extended free shipping for everybody through next Tuesday. That's 1 week before Christmas. Well, as schools look for ways to try and stop bullying, one is trying to prevent it in a unique way. Let's go to the Now's Kamasi Aaron.
High school lunchtime. In an instant, you can see the hierarchy, who's popular and who's not. And for some students, that isolation can be devastating.
That's why my motto, be kind, comes in.
But the conversation between these two students
Hello.
might not be happening.
Who wrote this?
Without this table.
She was sitting on that side, and her and one of her friends had just gotten into like an argument. And I came over here, and I just wanted to like make sure she was okay. And I came over here, and I instantly saw the quote, and I looked at her, and I was like, dang, that's my thing.
The quote, "Be kind," and inspired Sydney Martin to sit with Mercedes Wilson, who looked sad and was eating alone.
She was just like being really supportive and nice, and I was like, wow, this girl's kind of cool.
That's the point of the Together table, to make inclusion and connection easy.
Oh, that makes sense.
People at the National Mall in D.C. added these positive messages. Then the No Bully organization gave it to Central High School as a gift.
At first they were a little timid. They weren't sure what it is. They saw these little stools and all this writing on it, and they didn't quite know what to take it because they're just used to being in their comfort zone. But once they really got going with the table, it turned out pretty good.
Assistant Principal Zach Odell says it's helped make lunchtime less isolating, especially for students who may be bullied or excluded.
This table eliminates that. You can't exclude somebody from sitting with you because of the way this table is shaped.
He and students say its open design makes meeting new people less intimidating.
If you're sitting alone here and maybe you're having a hard day, like you don't want to just like walk up to somebody else's table, like that's their table, that's their space, and it feels like more invasive, I guess. Here we all just like kind of sit together.
A table making time together, something everyone can share. For the Now, I'm Kamasi Aaron.
Thanks, Kamasi. Cool story there. The business of electric scooter rentals in Bakersfield continues to expand. We recently told you about Bird setting up here. Now Lime is also coming to town. City officials confirming today Lime has contacted them. City officials say they do not have any details related to their immediate plans. They also explained that, like with Bird, they're working with Lime on interim permitting. Bird continues to run and operate in downtown Bakersfield, and officials also say the permitting for them should be completed by next week. Some interesting news for East Bakersfield. The local Mexican restaurant is closing, but another local favorite is looking to expand and take its place. Mesa Grill on Mount Vernon Avenue has closed its doors, but the Northwest location will remain open. The now vacant Mesa Grill will be replaced with Victor's Grill. Owners from Victor's telling us they'll be remodeling the inside of the restaurant, and it's unknown exactly when the new Victor's will be open. The new and first East Side location will be at 2509 Mount Vernon Avenue behind the Rite Aid. Looking forward to that. Dignity Health helping several local nonprofit organizations today, spreading some so-called holiday cheer by delivering various checks around town. 8 Kern County nonprofit organizations were presented with grant checks by members of the Dignity Health Community Grants Program Review Committee. Committee members visited the organization presenting checks ranging from $25,000 to $70,000. One of the organizations they received a donation was St. Vincent de Paul, which provides a place for the homeless to go during the day. The organization's director extremely grateful for all and any help Dignity provides.
We're very honored to receive a check for $70,000 because we can use that so that we can feed, we can buy clothing, we can help some of the homeless that have to get back to family for transportation and even for parties that we have.
In total, more than $300,000 was awarded and delivered today. The Dignity Health Community Grants Program was established in 1990 as an opportunity to collaborate with other nonprofit organizations who are working to improve the health status and quality of life in communities where Dignity Health hospitals are located. Since the program began, more than $4 million has been awarded to 64 different agencies in Kern County. During the holidays, the CHP is out in full force, not just keeping our roads safe, but also making sure no child is forgotten around Christmas. The Chips for Kids Toy Drive is put together by local CHP officers who collect new unwrapped toys and other items for infants, tots, and teens. If you'd like to help out, there's still time. You can drop off items at all local Walgreens stores, Motor City and the Auto Mall, the CHP headquarters, the United Way, and even right here at our 23 ABC studios. The toy drive continues until December 17th. And the countdown is on to Christmas. It's starting to feel like Christmas. Also the countdown to official winter.
Yeah, that is actually going to be starting next Friday, and it's not feeling like it quite yet. Today we felt above seasonal temperatures with a high of 61 degrees, normal for this time of year, 57, and these warm temperatures will be continuing, all due to high pressure that is dominating over the region. So that is what kept skies clear for us today. We had those sunny conditions across the county. It was a beautiful afternoon, but clouds will slowly be moving in. That is going to be due to a low pressure system that will be pushing down. That is going to be later on Friday, but taking a look a little bit closer to home, we're looking at mostly clear skies at this hour, just 7-mile-per-hour winds here in Bakersfield, but winds are picking up down at the base of the Grapevine as well as through other passes in the mountains. So just make sure that you are keeping that in mind if you are planning on heading that way. But tomorrow, temperatures are going to be in the 60s here in the valley, 65 in Bakersfield, 60 up in the Kern River Valley, and in the low 50s down in the South Mountains. And as for air quality, well, due to those calm winds that we were experiencing here in the valley, we will still be in the moderate range with an AQI of 80, and there's no burning unless with a registered device. But we are tracking a system that's actually going to be pushing into Northern California on Sunday, and then it's going to be making its way down toward Kern County. That is going to be in the early hours on Monday, bringing a 40% chance for us here in the valley, and that could be lingering a little bit into Tuesday as well. But before that storm, we are going to be feeling temperatures in the 60s Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, which looks to be the warmest day of the week with a high of 67, but then dropping down to near seasonal on Monday and Tuesday. That is when that storm will be moving on in, and then the first day of winter on Friday, next Friday, looks like we'll be having a high of 61 degrees. The Now Bakersfield will be right back.
Since the controversy surrounding Baby It's Cold Outside, sales of the iconic Christmas song have been soaring. Billboard reports 3 different versions of the song from these performers. They have all seen a bump. Also, streaming's up 54% for at least 2 versions. Now, the original composer's daughter is also defending the song, telling our Chris Welch that listeners need to examine the context.
I really can't stay.
Baby, it's cold outside.
It's been recorded countless times.
This evening has
Been hoping that you
Dropped in.
Very nice.
And has become a holiday staple.
It's like
My
ice.
mother will start to worry.
Beautiful, what's your
My
hurry?
father will be pacing the floor.
Originally performed by this mother and father duo, and written in 1944 by the man on the right, Frank Lesser. The little girl, their daughter Susan.
I've never seen that. It's darling.
Who to this day can't help but smile when she hears it.
It's flirty, funny, charming song. I've always loved it.
But I simply must
But
go.
baby, it's cold outside.
Well, my mother considered it their song. And that's why she was crushed when he sold it to MGM for Neptune's Daughter.
I caught pneumonia and died.
A romantic comedy from 1949.
But it won the Academy Award, and she got over it.
Put some records on. While I fall.
But fast forward 70 years, it's getting attention for a very different reason.
Because there's been a controversy on the song Baby It's Cold Outside.
Radio stations pulling the song from their holiday rotation.
In that first week, in fact, we got over 100 complaints about it.
The uproar centers on this particular phrase.
Say what's in this
Cabs
drink.
to be had.
It's a line that stands out, especially in the context of the Me Too movement. But Lesser says the movement doesn't get it.
I just think this is a mistake to attack this particular song. It's not a date rape song. It's a flirt song, and they're both into it.
Some people have also pointed to this line. I ought to say, no, 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 sir. What do you say to that?
Well, she's saying she ought to because of what people would think, but she doesn't want to.
It's all in the ear of the beholder.
NYU songwriting professor Phil Galdston says that although we can't ask the song's composer about the now infamous line, we should consider the time period in which it was written.
The social history suggests that that particular line had the meaning of, wow, I don't know how this is affecting me, so what's in it? That's a different context than it has today.
77% of the people said, yes, we should play Baby It's Cold Outside.
Some stations now reversing the ban.
You think they made the right call?
Yes, I do.
So will future generations still be learning her dad's tune? Or trying to, at least? Lesser says she thinks they will.
Well, I guess it depends on how politically correct we get.
Reporting for The Now in New York.
Good enough.
I'm Chris Welch.
All right, Chris, thank you. And next on our lineup, what the pros say about the best spots on a plane to sit without costing us an arm and a leg. Many of us are going to be taken to the skies this holiday season, but where's the best seat? Annie Taylor with the Insider Secrets.
When you're going through security or about to board your flight, you're preparing yourself for either being too hot, too cold, too cramped, or getting a headache because of the loud noise. So I spoke to a flight attendant who tells me the best place to sit on a plane. If you hate being cold on a flight, do not sit next to the emergency exit windows. The outside air seeps in the most in those seats. Planes are notoriously loud, but if you need more of a quiet seat, choose one that's away from the kitchen area, where the flight attendants work most. I think we are all guilty of propping our feet up on the seat in front of us, because we're cramped. So if you want a lot of legroom, choose the bulkhead seats, you know, the ones right after the cabin divider, or the emergency exit window seats. Turbulence in flights is never fun, and if you get anxious, sit in the middle of the plane or toward the front where it's more stable. That way you won't feel the bumpiness as much as you would in the back. Depending on the flight experience that you're looking for, before you book your next ticket, you'll want to visit the site called Seat Guru. You can basically look at any seat map from 1,100 different aircraft, so you know you're choosing the best seat for you. For the now, I'm Annie Taylor.
All right, good information, Annie. Thank you. And look, we've all gotten a bad gift one time or another, but would you actually believe there are some people out there giving bad gifts on purpose? Yeah, tomorrow on The Now, we are checking into the different types of inconsiderate gifts.
I've heard of gag gifts. I don't know about inconsiderate gifts. But coming up tonight on 23 ABC News at 11, a battle for the best in holiday cheer, an inside look at the Christmas light contest in Lost Hills. The special prizes local families could win for making the season bright. Again, that's tonight on 23 ABC News at 11. In the meantime, if they were out there, if you were out there, or you're thinking about going out still, it's a little chilly. Bundle up.
It definitely is. Some portions of the valley are already down into the 40s and into the 30s in the mountains. That's all due to clear skies. That's going to be continuing this evening. We're actually tracking some strong winds starting at around 11 p.m. tonight, continuing through your Friday. And then that's when the clouds start rolling in, but that's actually going to be acting as a blanket, keeping us warm. Temperatures will be above seasonal through the rest of the weekend. 65 degrees as a high on Friday, up to 67 on Sunday. That would actually be 10 degrees above normal for this time of year.
Good. Nice and warm. That's the way we like it. That's going to do it for us here on The Now. We'll see you back here tonight for 23 ABC News at 11.